crew, one man, 12 women with a bedtime skincare routine that takes longer than the NBA All-Star Game. Let's do it! I don't know why they make Montreal look like this National Geographic documentary. They're like the wild geese of Canada, fly away. Hot women are entering their country, and usually they hunt them down to make high-end expensive jackets. Now they have Joey looking at the city of Montreal like he's a cop who's trying to figure out this case of all these murdered women. This is a Netflix documentary about a murder. He's like, I'll find you. The pressure's getting to Joey. He says people expect him to be perfect. Oh, sensitive Joey's here. Tears. They're coming. And if you're a boyfriend watching with your girlfriend, Joey's face isn't the only thing that's wet right now. Now another haunting shot of Montreal. Can they stop this? Back to Joey. He's like, I gotta find this murderer.
I need a break. I need a little beat.
Oh, he needs a break. This is sensitive Joey. Walking away. Yeah, your girlfriend would leave you in 7 seconds for breaking down. They're like, show more nature. Show more geese. I wonder what the geese are saying. Is Joey really over there crying about 12 girls trying to bang him? Ah, what a loser. I had to take my wife over here on 6 dates before she'd even give me a hand job. Ah, cry me a river. So we're in Montreal, and they are really trying to let us know that there's French stuff here. Berets, bonjour. They're like, we couldn't get into Paris, but this is the next best thing. It's like your friend who had a wedding on a Friday night. Yeah, no, it's just like Saturday. Totally the same. It's not cheaper at all. Here are the ladies. Yep, the long coat is in. Look at this. They all look like they're going to a Dick Tracy dress-up party. Bunch of detectives on the case. And look at this, a rare Jesse Palmer sighting. You might not know this, he's actually Canadian. Speaking some French.
Some of you may know, I'm Canadian.
Oh no, I know way too much about this show. I know what the secondary host's home country is. I don't even know how to do taxes, and I know where Jesse Palmer's from. I gotta rethink everything. So now Jesse's speaking French. This feels like he was like, let me on the show. I want to do a little showing off. He's like, Joey's not the only one going to make women wet. I know I'm a new dad, but let me in on the game. So we're getting a group date to start off, and then there's going to be 2 one-on-one dates. And I only know the women apart by their horrific backstories. Like, that Kelsey girl looks exactly like Lexi. And like, these two might be the same person. I really don't even know. I only know their stories. Like, one might not be able to have kids. The other one has trouble pronouncing certain words. I don't know. They all have been coming in hard with their stories, their sad tales this season. They're on a scavenger hunt for the group date. And Jesse writes them a letter in French. Like, this all feels like just an excuse for Jesse to show off. If he gave me that in French, I would be like, get the fuck out of here, you croissant. No, tell me where to go. Where are we eating? Tell me now, I'm hungry. I guess the first clue was to go and steal from this souvenir guy because they just walk up to him and they just start taking all of his stuff. He's like, hey, hey guys, rent isn't cheap here. Please pay for these things. I know this stuff won't be worn ever again or used and it will end up in like a desk drawer, but please, I have children. They tax us at like 60% here, please. My worst fear is being approached by the Bachelor and all the young hot women, because that's when you know you're old. They come up to you and they go, tell us about love. You're ancient. Give us some perspective. And then it's like I'd be like, if they came up to me, I'd be like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm still a young man. I can still fuck. Now they're at a restaurant and they're going to make poutine. He's like, have you guys ever made poutine? It's like, yeah, we've all been drunk and put a bunch of crap on fries. He treats it like it's like a real thing. Yeah, cheese on fries with...
Can be described as delicious brown sauce.
He calls it brown sauce. No, we call it gravy, and it's about 17,000 calories. This girl Jen puts like sweet chocolate and candy on the fries to like do her own thing. That's the face I'd be making. Just knowing that I have to eat this stuff and then disappear into the bathroom for about a half hour and have to make up an excuse for why I disappeared for a half hour. They all like Joey and they're getting tired of these group dates, and you can kind of tell. They're all saying it. They're like, yeah, I just want to like get to know this guy. They're making us dance around this woman in the beret. She's like, Joey, come with me. See these fingers? They don't just tickle the piano on my accordion. They'll tickle your anus. So we're here at the nighttime portion of the group date, and the women are all dressed for like prom. They look gorgeous, and Joey's here dressed for like a different date. He looks like he's about to go bowling. It's like he's like, hey, you guys know this really isn't Paris. They just speak French. This is still Canada. Like, you can dress like, you know, normal. We don't have to be fancy. We're not in like a fancy country or anything. You can tell it's tense. Like he says, you look beautiful.
Well, this isn't mine, so it's Lexi's.
She's like, this isn't my dress. It's Lexi's dress. He's like, well, let's stay positive. Come on. I know we've been on a long trip and we got a little jet lag, but how about we just do a little yes and, little improv here. Come on, Caitlin. Kelsey A is a babe. She's like Julia Roberts look, big hair. But she always talks like a ventriloquist. She doesn't move her mouth.
Now today is,
I mean, what was that? Now, Lexi asked for timing.
someone could be engaged for 5 years.
And it's not a dumb question, but it's also a question Joey's thinking about right now for the first time. She's like, how long until you have a baby?
It's like a 2 to 3 year.
He's like, 2 to 3 year engagement. She's like, oh, okay. It's a little weird. I mean, she's not going to get an answer she likes. Men are 25 until they're 85. So he's not thinking of, well, in 2 years I'll be this age to have the kid at that age. I understand what Lexi's saying, and if she's ready to go, she better find the door. Because JoJo, he's got some tennis lessons to give before he starts looking at a college saving plan. Like Lexi's asking how many years until Joey wants to have a kid, and Jen is all fun. She's like, how about we make out and I'll touch the inside of your leg? And he's like, wow, this girl, she gets it. Jess has never had a one-on-one date with him.
I am falling for you.
And she says, I am falling for you. Look at that's the moment. Joey's now thinking, where are the exits? Is the car running outside? How do I get rid of this chick? Because she just wants to be in love with someone. It doesn't matter who it is. She's like 24, you can tell. She's talked to him 7 times and then they cover themselves in paint. That's it. Look at he's figuring out his escape route right now. And Joey's leading Jess out. The longest elevator ride you'll ever take.
And it just isn't.
And it's all good stuff. Like, she said I like you. He said I don't see it. Let me lead you to the Suburban. Uber Black, baby. We're going to fly you Delta Comfort, but we're only in Montreal. You'll get back to Savannah or wherever you're from. All comfy cozy. She doesn't understand. I can tell you what happened. You didn't have a lot of time with him to get to know him. You said you fell for him. He hadn't felt for you. He said it's rude of me to keep someone here who's falling for me that I'm not giving the time to, and I'm going to send you home. No harm, no foul. That's how you can tell she's very young. I don't understand. You don't understand. When Joey moves, he moves quick. He threw Jess to the curb. He comes back. They're still catching their breath. He's like, here's the rose. Jen, thanks for the makeout. Take this. I'll see the rest of you later. I'm taking a dump. So Joey and Kelsey T are going to train to be part of Cirque du Soleil. I don't know if you've ever been to a Cirque du Soleil show, but I have been to a few. I want them to learn how to be the clown that randomly walks around the stage at every Cirque du Soleil show. The clown that looks like he just got divorced and lost his job. Where's that clown smoking a cigarette? That's what they would do to me. They'd be like, you're the clown, dude. put on this old, it would be weighted to my side. I'd be all sick. They'd be like, what happened? I'll be like, I just gotta go. I had clam chowder earlier. I don't know why I had clam chowder. It was a big mistake. I gotta go. He is not feeling well, and they just keep spinning him and twirling him and flipping him. I mean, let Joey relax for a second. Yeah, he's like, oh my God. I don't know if it's going to come out my mouth or my asshole, but I'm about to explode. Lexi confides in Maria and tells her that he's going to want a couple years, and she's like, oh no, not for me. Lexi, like, Maria's diabolical enough to be like, Lexi, you should leave. 2 years engagement, not for me. So she has endometriosis and she might have trouble having a child. She does look like she'd be in a commercial for a pharmaceutical for endometriosis. So this space for the nighttime portion is beautiful, but it would make me angry. I'd be like, where is the kitchen? I don't want to eat at the Capitol building. I want to eat at the Capitol Grill. There's no waitstaff. Is there even breadsticks? I'd take an Olive Garden. I didn't eat a protein bar before. I thought there was going to be food. There's going to be no food. I would be complaining the whole walk towards this table. I'd be like, is there a food truck outside? I didn't even see a food truck. So Kelsey also has her own horrific tale, just like the other women. And she says her dad doesn't speak to her anymore because of religion. And Joey's being very, respectful. But I would have so many more questions. I'd be like, what religion? What does he want you? What? Because she's pretty vague about it. I'd be like, is there like snakes involved? Do they, does he dance with the snakes? Is it a weird one? Is it a religion I know? Is he the head of this religion? Did he invent it? He said that you can be in the religion or go to college. I need more specifics if I'm going to keep this going. I can't just go meet the family on, I don't talk to dad because of religion. So Kelsey gets the rose, and then they stare up into this woman's vagina. It's the same woman from the Cirque du Soleil date earlier. Like, do they wave to her? Hey, Renee, good to see you. Like, this is a bit awkward. Like, why she's, hey, I'm doing stuff over here. This takes a lot of talent, a lot of physical talent over here. Okay, yeah, you guys go ahead, make out. So then they make out, and the Cirque du Soleil woman almost has like a horrific injury. Like, and they don't even flinch. Look at, whoa. Like, that would be the moment I would show my unfuckability. Because I would flinch. They didn't even make a facial reaction. I'd be like, be careful. And then she would look at me and be like, here's your rose back. Maria's dating. Here's the butler. And yeah, you know what that means. Maria's going to get the pretty woman date. Every season, they do this, like, get her the dress and fancy. I didn't know it was every woman's dream to be a prostitute who was taken care of by a billionaire husband, but good for you guys. Yup, there's the Rolls Royce limousine. She's not used to this. So wasn't Julia Roberts, honey. He's got the houndstooth coat on. He's Richard Gere. Yeah, we're going to get the full... I mean, that other chick, Sydney, that got sent home because of the feud must be, like, screaming out her window right now like an old Italian. Yup, we're at the fancy fashion studio. And here they are. Look at the woman's like, that crop top tells me you must be the wench I'll be making look respectable today. Get over here. Maria has already established herself with a fashion kind of look on this show that's pretty hot. So I don't think we're going to get that, like, duck to a swan moment. Or like the woman who works here who she has to go, big mistake, big. Yes, I guess she looks fine for a woman from Hamilton. So Maria knows French and keeps having Joey say, I love you, without him knowing what he's saying. Maria's definitely the type that after he ends it, her to be like, and he said I love you. He said it after he bought me a dress. Well, So they end the date with another murderous-looking flyover of Montreal. Doesn't it look like we're just watching a documentary about, like, the city going into a rage or something? None of these shots look romantic to me. Here's a taste of Maria's future podcast that's definitely coming, where she says things you've already heard, but in a confident way.
I just want someone to say
Here it is.
what they want and mean it.
Whoa, no one
Say
said
what
that.
they mean what they say.
Whoa. She says what we're all thinking.
That give and take. I want that reciprocation.
What?
Like,
What?
Engagement to me means marriage and that.
Oh my God.
It's so important.
You're
to
the
me.
relationship voice of our future.
100%.
Like, if he wanted to, he would. I gotta say, the Bachelor's music budget has been pretty good this season. They got Feist. They're pretty big. Michael Bolton and Feist. They're like, look up our music. Times are tough. Gotta do every gig. Even though we go on the road a lot, we're a female-led band. Support us right now and play us on Spotify. We get a penny every play. And while you're at it, play Jared Freid's old stand-up albums, because he makes money that way too. So Lexi shows up at Joey's hotel room to talk about how she wants to have kids next week with him. That is not how I would look answering the door to my hotel room. I'd be in mesh shorts, no shirt. She'd be like, what's that little tiny towel in your hand? I'd be like, nothing. I put on some makeup, so I'm taking it off. It's not a towel for masturbation purposes at all. So Lexi's going to leave because her timing is different than Joey's. I don't know what she was expecting as far as timing was concerned, going on a show to compete for one guy for marriage. I guess she's like, well, he will get married, so he would have kids sooner than Joe Blow off of Tinder. But I don't know, this doesn't feel well planned out from her end, to tell you the truth. Daisy goes for a foot massage, and cue your boyfriend who hasn't told you that he has a foot fetish getting a little uncomfy. He's like, oh, who cares? There's a foot on the screen. Pause it for like 10 minutes. Let me just take it in. Good arch. We're at the rose ceremony, and they reveal that there's only 3 roses. And the women react like I would at a restaurant that only has 3 spring rolls for a table of 4. I'd be like, oh my God, we're going to have to split the spring rolls in half. Okay, it's the final rose. Who's going to get it? Caitlyn, Rachel, or Leia? Caitlyn's family's the one that's cursed, and none of the women are married. The curse continues. Rachel gets the rose. Caitlyn's family, all the women were cursed. None of them are married. She said they were cursed. Let's hear from the witch. I cursed her whole family and her little dog too. Yeah, that little bitch won't even get a hydrant to hump. Ah, they're never gonna find love. Joey says we haven't seen enough of Canada.
Going to Jasper.
They're like, Jasper? Cool. They don't know. I don't know Jasper. They're like, is it the Cleveland-looking part of Canada or like the Whistler-looking part of Canada? I'm still excited. That's it for The Bachelor. That's it for me. I will be back next week. Share my feed post to your story. Tell a friend. If you got all this way and you didn't follow my account, follow right now. That's what this is all about. Enjoy, but also pay up.